Well, Tony Abbott has won a huge victory in Australia. He looks set to have a majority of about 35 seats, and Labor looks to have won its lowest national vote in more than a century. The former Prime Minister Bob Hawke, the Labor leader, said tonight it was a massive defeat for Labor. In terms of what this means for Australia, Tony Abbott is a staunch conservative. He's born in Britain. He's often talks about Western values and his affiliation with the US and with Britain. But he's moderated some of his views over recent years, and particularly as opposition leader and even in this campaign. He's been very disciplined. He has strong views as a Catholic on issues like same-sex marriage, on abortion. He's often been accused of being hostile to women. But he seems to have been capable of restraining some of those impulses. And it looks like, as a leader, he's going to try and be a consensus leader. He's shown that even back when he was a minister in the Howard government, he's good at conferring with colleagues, at delegating, something that Rudd in particular struggled to do. And if he's able to do that, it looks like he could retain power for a long time on the back of such a strong victory. Abbott won this campaign in the sense that he presented as a stable leader. He is very prone to gaffes and to sort of verbal slip-ups. We saw a few, but he didn't make any major mistakes. He presented as a stable, reliable leader. He pointed constantly to Labor as a chaotic and confused government. And I think in the end voters were persuaded by that. They saw Tony Abbott as a leader that has been opposition leader since 2009, despite Labor's constant sort of circus. And so Abbott won in effect by being the last man standing. He is not a highly popular leader. His disapproval ratings are still just over 50%. But finally this week he started to beat Kevin Rudd as preferred Prime Minister. His party had always been well ahead, but he started to persuade Australians that he was ready to rule. So I think it's been a combination of Abbott showing that he had matured, that he was disciplined, that he was a stable and solid potential leader, compared with a Labor government that has just been in turmoil for the last 3 years.